Hello, good morning, good afternoon. This is a follow-up to a video I just watched from very special teacher, Henry Abramson. And first of all, I just want to express my gratitude to you, Mr. Abramson. I really appreciate all of the work that you do, the hard work that you put in to your videos, your historic videos on Jewish history specifically. And just as a historian more broadly, I think you're contributing really important stuff to this world. And so for that, I'm very grateful. And I really don't want this to be taken in the wrong way, because as a guy who's certainly had less time on this planet than you, is not for me to say who's right and who's wrong. But I do have to throw my 2 cents into the ring. Because in honor of the latest Jewish holiday, Pesach, it brought to mind something that I realized. And so I want to talk about a theme in Pesach and just connect that real quick to what's going on right now in Columbia and NYU and UC Berkeley and all these college campuses. So the story of Pesach, when we read from the Haggadah at the Seder table, one of the things that comes up is the 4 young boys, the 4 types of people, I guess we can say, which are the wise one, the wicked one, the simple one, and then the one who does not know how to ask a question. This is, of course, in reference to the 4 questions, which begins with, Ma nishtana halayla hazeh mikol halilah. Why is this night, why is Pesach different from all other nights? One of the reasons being, on this night, we recline when we eat, which is, of course, different from all other nights. Not so for me. I generally recline when I eat pretty much every night. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there. But when it comes to these 4 types, you can really apply this to the types of people who are engaged in these on-campus protests. And what I mean is, I know you were directing your message at Jewish students. But to me, these people are all the same. And I'm not trying to just wave a brush and say, oh, there's no nuance between individuals. Of course there is, but at the end of the day, they're supporting this cause, right? And they're all still there holding the Palestinian flag. So it kind of doesn't matter what these little detailed differences are, because at the end of the day, they become one and they're a collective and they're representing one thing, which is, again, the cause. So when it comes to these specific types, let's take the wicked one. Well, obviously there are plenty of wicked people because they're not really interested in anything other than causing a disturbance, creating some sort of intimidating environment around other students who want nothing to do with this, and actually engaging in violent acts and stuff. So there's the wicked one. It's right in our faces. The other one that's right in our faces too is really the one. It's 2, actually. These 2 blend. See, there's the one who's simple, and then there's the one who does not know how to ask. The one who is simple will also often not know how to ask. These are the individuals, like we saw a clip go viral recently of 2 young women who went over from Columbia College and walked the trek over south to New York University, where, of course, the same stuff is happening. And when a reporter asked what they were doing there and what was this all about, neither of them knew, and one of them even admitted to saying, I wish I was more educated. And you know what? Thank you to this student, because more of you need to admit this. You're not educated, so admit to it. That's the first step. The first step to acknowledging how to actually move forward in anything is first acknowledging you don't have a freaking clue. So that's step 1. And then you move on. We already covered the wicked one, so who's the wise one? Well, I don't know that there are any wise people in this group. That's the tricky thing. I would be curious to hear from other people on this. Now, when we talk about actual academics, if you will, indulge me for a minute, a Norman Finkelstein, right? And by the way, besides him, these people get their facts, information, disinformation from people the likes of Norm Finkelstein, Mark Lamont Hill, Noam Chomsky, Abby Martin, Katie Halpern, the list goes on. All these people are just propagandists. They're not much more than that when it comes to this particular subject. I don't know what they have to say on other subjects, nor do I really care. I'm talking specifically about Israel and Palestine. And it's very obvious that they're just misinforming the public. So when it comes to wisdom, I don't see that it's present in the room. I do see that there are otherwise wise people who are now propagating this propaganda and just spewing it out to the masses. So let me know your thoughts. And again, I think you're doing a really, really huge service to the people, Mr. Abramson. I just wanted to impart a little bit of my, whatever you want to call it, my experiences, I guess. So maybe it could shed some light onto the reality of these collectives of individuals protesting for Palestine. And so, yeah, I hope it was helpful. And thank you again.